皆さん、英語のソータです。今日は皆さんの生活のお供になる作業用 BGM を作っていきたいなと思っています。
マイクのテスト中。マイクのテスト中。応答せよ。聞こえてますか？今日はこのいいマイクを使って収録をしていこうと思ってるぜ。こういう標準語もすごく似合ってると思わないかい？最後まで聞いてくれよな。では、チェックイットアウト。
何をするかと言いますと、ディズニーの名作シンデレラの英文を朗読していきたいなと思うんですが、今世の中はいろいろと大変なことが起こっていて、自宅で勉強されている方、作業されている方、お子様のお世話をされている方、いろんな方がいらっしゃると思うので、少しでもこの朗読の音声を皆さんの作業のお供にしていただいて、リラックスしていただいたり、不安で寝れない時などにも聞いていただいたり、お子さんに聞かせていただいたり、いろんな用途で使っていただきたいなと思っています。
今日は発音にも意識してなるべく英文を読むから、発音練習とも思ってこの英文を聞いてくれ。少しでもこの動画が面白かった、役に立った、リラックスできた、この声がうざいと思われる方はいいねを押してくれ。本当はだな、絵本の読み聞かせをやりたくて、昨日2時間も朗読の撮影をしたんだ、読み聞かせの。だが終わった後に気づいた。絵本の中身を YouTube に全部公開してしまったら著作権 NG だということに It's too late。撮影後にモチベーションを落としてしまってな。もうがっくりしてしまった。その時の様子はインスタストーリーに載せたんだが、メイキング映像もまた載せるつもりだから、インスタグラム英語のソータもぜひフォローしてくれ。ではそろそろ始めるぞ。
なので今日はリラックスモードになっていただきたいので、僕もお子さんも見られてると思ったので、サンリオキャラクターのパジャマとピカチュウの枕を購入してベッドの上からお届けしていきたいなと思っています。本当にゆったり読んでいくので、もうラジオみたいな感じで聞いていただければと思います。では早速読んでいきましょう。これ実は税金の本です。では始めていきましょう。僕も夜寝れない時に英語の音をかけて枕の横に置いて、それを聞きながら寝るっていうこともあるので、ぜひいろんな形でこの音声を使ってみてください。少しでも皆さんがリラックスして心が楽になりますように。Okay, let's get started. Cinderella Fairy Tale Bedtime Story for Kids in English. Once upon a time,A girl named Cinderella lived with her stepmother and two stepsisters. Poor Cinderella had to work hard all day long so the others could rest. It was she who had to wake up each morning when it was still dark and cold to start the fire. It was she who cooked the meals. It was she who kept the fire going.The poor girl could not stay clean from all the ashes and cinders by the fire. What a mess! Her two stepsisters laughed, and that is why they called her Cinderella. One day, big news came to town. The king and queen were going to have a ball. It was time for the prince to find a bride.All of the young ladies in the land were invited to come. They were wild with joy. They would wear their most beautiful gown and fix their hair extra nice. Maybe the prince would like them. At Cinderella's house, she now had extra work to do. She had to make two brand new gowns for her stepsisters. Faster!shouted one stepsister. You call that a dress? Screamed the other. Oh dear, said Cinderella. When can I? The stepmother marched into the room. When can you what? Well, said the girl. When will I have time to make my own dress for the ball? You?yelled the stepmother. Who said you were going to the ball? What a laugh, said one stepsister. Such a mess. They pointed at Cinderella. All of them laughed. Cinderella said to herself, When they look at me, maybe they see a mess, but I'm not that way. And if I could, I would go to the ball. Soon, the time came for the stepmother and stepsisters to leave for the big party. Their fine carriage came to the door. The stepmother and stepsisters hopped inside, and they were off. Goodbye, called Cinderella. Have a good time. But her stepmother and stepsisters did not turn around to see her. Oh, me, said Cinderella sadly. The carriage rolled down the street. She said aloud, I wish I could go to the ball too. Then, poof! All of a sudden, in front of her was a fairy. You called, said the fairy. Did I? Said Cinderella. Who are you? Why, your fairy godmother, of course. I know your wish, and I have come to grant it. But, said Cinderella, my wish is impossible. Excuse me, said the fairy godmother in a huff. Did I not just show up out of thin air? Yes, you did, said Cinderella. Then, let me be the one to say what is possible or not. Well, I think you know I want to go to the ball too. She looked down at her dirty clothes. But look at me. You do look a bit of a mess, child, said the fairy godmother. Even if I had something nice to wear, said the girl, I would have no way to get there. Dear me, all of that is possible, said the fairy. With that, she tapped her wand on Cinderella's head. At once, Cinderella was all clean. She was dressed in a beautiful blue gown. Her hair was set up high on her head inside a golden band. This is wonderful, said Cinderella. Who said I was done? Said the fairy godmother. She tapped her wand again. At once, a beautiful carriage came to be with the driver and 4 white horses. Am I dreaming? Said Cinderella, looking around her. It is as real can be, said the fairy godmother. But there is one thing you must know. What is that? All of this lasts only to midnight. Tonight, at the stroke of midnight, it will be all over. Everything will go back to how it was before. Then I must be sure to leave the ball before midnight, said Cinderella. Good idea, said the fairy godmother. She stepped back. My work is done. And with that, the fairy godmother was gone. Cinderella looked around her. Did that even happen? But there she stood in a fine gown and with the golden band in her hair, and there were her driver and 4 horses before her waiting. Coming? Called the driver. She stepped into the carriage and they were off. Over at the ball, the prince did not know what to think. Why do you have that sad look on your face? The queen said to her son. Look around you. You could not ask for finer maidens than these. I know, mother, said the prince. Yet he knew something was wrong. He had met many of the young women, yet after he said hello, one by one, he could find nothing more to say. Look! Someone pointed to the front door. Who is that? All heads turned. Who was that lovely maiden stepping down the stairs? She held her head tall and looked as if she belonged, but no one knew her. There is something about her, said the prince to himself. I will ask her to dance. And he walked over to Cinderella. Have we met? Said the prince. I'm pleased to meet you now, said Cinderella with a bow. I feel as if I know you, said the prince. But of course, that is impossible. Many things are possible, said Cinderella, if you wish them to be true. The prince felt a leap in his heart. He and Cinderella danced. When the song was over, they danced again. Again, they danced again, and yet again. Soon, the other maidens at the ball grew jealous. Why is he dancing all the time with her? They said. How rude! But all the prince could see was Cinderella. They laughed and talked, and they danced some more. In fact, they danced for so long, the Cinderella did not see the clock. Dun, said the clock. Cinderella looked up. Dun, went the clock again. She looked up again. Oh my, she cried out. It is almost midnight. Dun, rang the clock. Why does that matter? Said the prince. Dun, called the clock. I must go, said Cinderella. Dun, went the clock. But we just met, said the prince. Why leave now? Dun, rang the clock. I must go, said Cinderella. She ran to the steps. Dun, said the clock. I cannot hear you, said the prince. The clock is too loud. Dun, rang the clock. Goodbye, said Cinderella. Up the stairs she ran. Dun, went the clock. Please stop for a moment, said the prince. Oh dear, she said as one glass slipper fell off her foot on the stair. But Cinderella kept running up. Dun, said the clock. Please wait a moment, said the prince. Dun, rang the clock. Goodbye. Cinderella turned one last time, then she rushed out the door. Dun. The clock was quiet. It was midnight. Wait, called the prince. He picked up her glass slipper and rushed out the door. He looked around but could not see her blue dress anywhere. This is all I have left from her, he said. Looking down at the glass slipper, he saw that it was made in a special way to fit a foot like none other. Somewhere there is the other glass slipper, he said. And when I find it, I will find her too. Then I will ask her to be my bride. From hut to hut, from house to house went the prince. One young woman after another tried to fit her foot inside the glass slipper, but none could fit. And so the prince moved on. At last, the prince came to Cinderella's house. He's coming, called one stepsister as she looked at the window. At the door, screamed the other sister. Quick, yelled the stepmother. Get ready. One of you must be the one to fit in the slipper, no matter what. The prince knocked. The stepmother flew open the door. Come in, she said. I have two lovely daughters for you to see. The first stepsister tried to place her foot in the glass slipper. She tried hard, but it just would not fit. Then the second stepsister tried to fit her foot inside. She tried and tried with all her might, too, but no dice. Are there no other young women in the house? Said the prince. None, said the stepmother. Then I must go, said the prince. Maybe there is one more, said Cinderella, stepping into the room. I thought you said there were no other young women here, said the prince. None who matter, said the stepmother in a hiss. Come here, said the prince. Cinderella stepped up to him. The prince got down on one knee and tried the glass slipper on her foot. It fit perfectly. Then, from her pocket, Cinderella took out something. It was the other glass slipper. I knew it, he cried. You're the one. What? Shouted a stepsister. Not her, screamed the other stepsister. This cannot be, yelled the stepmother. But it was too late. The prince knew that Cinderella was that one. He looked into her eyes. He did not see the cinders in her hair or the ashes on her face. I have found you, he said. And I have found you, said Cinderella. And so Cinderella and the prince were married, and they lived happily ever after. The end. いい話ですね。本当にもうなんかこうね、感情移入しながら読んでいましたが、ちょっとたまに噛みそうっていうところもあったんですけど、そこはちょっと多めに見ていただけたらなと思います。では皆さん、今日の動画はいかがでしたか？少しでも気持ちが楽になった、あるいは動画を気に入っていただけたらいいねをお願いします。皆さんの反応を見て動画作りをしているので、これが人気だったんだなと思うと、またその続編を出したりとか、いろんな形で、皆さんの気持ちというものを見させていただいています。そして今、世の中本当に大変な状況で、いろんな方がいろんな状況で、いろんな苦しみを抱えて頑張ってらっしゃると思うんですが、少なからず、多かれ少なかれ、僕も含め、今、全員でこの危機を乗り越えないといけないのかなと思っています。で、こんな時こそ、やはり誰かを思う気配りであったり、心配りであったり、いろんな方の立場に立って発言や行動をしていくと、今のこの危機的状況というものをみんなで乗り越えることができるのかなと考えています。そういう意味でも、この動画を作ったという目的もありますので、この動画のように、あるいは僕の日々の SNS でもそこは意識をしていることなんですけど、お互いがお互いを思い合って助け合って、この危機を乗り越えていけたらなと思っています。では、Twitter と Instagram ストーリーは毎日更新してます。英語のソータで検索してください。台本なし英会話レッスン、英会話ラジオ番組はアメリカ人ネイトと配信しています。ではまた次回の動画でお会いしましょう。Goodbye!